welcome to TCG Rewind. My name is Tyler Rowling, and this is the first official video on our channel. I wanted to make this video as an introduction to who I am, what my background is, maybe give you guys a little insight on where I've been for the past couple years if you're already familiar with the brand. And lastly, I just want to talk about what my goals are for the channel and what sort of content you can expect to see from it. So yeah, let's just get right into it.
Time warp, go!
Starting with my background, I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively almost my whole entire life. I'm Tyler Rowling, and this is my Goki FTK combo.
Today we have Tyler Oling, who placed what? Third place at the Altoona, Iowa Regional. And what were you playing today?
Trick Stars.
Oh,
Here with me, Tyler. Tyler won today, went undefeated. And Tyler, what did you play today?
I played X Sabers.
What up, YouTube? Agent Persuasion here at the Altoona, Iowa Regionals. I've never been here before, and we're here with 5th place. What's your name and what you play, man?
Tyler Oling, and I played Anti-Metal Foes.
Anti-Metal Foes.
Yeah. So basically, in all my years of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively, I kind of went through this period around 2016 where I was like, I kind of want to experiment with old formats again. I remembered some of them being really fun, and it's not like the game was in a really bad place for me in 2016. I just thought like the gameplay just felt a little different, and I kind of just wanted to go back and just like, you know, take a trip down memory lane, do some nostalgic Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's what I went for. I ended up buying every deck from like 2005 all the way to around 2013. And through doing that, I would just kind of go play casual games with my friends over time. And I realized like there were some formats that I remembered fondly, I thought were like pretty good, that actually turned out to not be that enjoyable. Like they were less interactive than I thought, and like honestly weren't that great. And then there also, on the other hand, were formats that I like didn't think much of that I played, and I was like, oh my gosh, like these are amazing. And one of the formats that honestly resonates with me the most is September 2011. So that's like the Tengu Plant format. And through my research, I honestly felt that September 2011 is the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever was. And I know that's like a hot take. I know that's like a extreme thing to say, but I don't want to really get into it for this video, but I'll add a link in the description below to explain kind of why I feel that way. But yeah, I basically fell in love with old formats. I thought it was a lot of fun, and as I continued playing the game, I just felt like the levels of interaction were going down. And I think it was like 2019 Nats where it was really like the last straw for me, because I just remember I was doing well at Nats. Like honestly, I was like, I think I finished like X3 on the last round, so I was doing pretty good. And I got to this point where it was like round 7. I sat down with my opponent. He's having a really good day. He's having a good time. He's super energetic. And then I played Goki, and I went first. I started like my combo. I hand looped him, and then he just instantly scoops. And so we go to game 2. He sets up some back row, and I just twin twisters the back row and just do the same combo again. And by the end of that, like his face, like he was just numb. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no, like all the excitement that happened at the beginning of that day for him just was dead at like in a matter of 5 minutes. And as bad as it felt for him to lose that game, I genuinely didn't feel that good winning the game. Like I honestly felt like I was playing with cards like by myself with someone sitting across from me instead of playing a game with that person. And I think that social aspect of like retro Yu-Gi-Oh! Is really what makes it great, because I remember, you know, going to locals, playing in some of those older formats at the time, and I just remember like there's a certain different style of gameplay where instead of like laying your whole hand on the table and doing a full combo and like trying to like set up as many negates as possible, you were like trying to read your opponent's back row and trying to like bait them into doing stuff. And there's even some level of like manipulation in it that made it kind of like funny or fun. Like an example I can give is, it was 2012, I was playing Dark World, and I had 2 Malefic Stardust Dragons in my hand, and I really needed to get rid of one because I needed to use Drag Down to get my deck moving. And so I like summoned the first one, and I gave my opponent like a stink eye. I was like, oh yeah, you know, you watch out. And he like got nervous, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna judgment that. And then I just immediately summoned the next one. And I was like, great, and I got to play, and I just like won the game off of it. And I feel like that level of interaction just isn't really there for modern Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, to an extent, there's like hand traps and stuff. I get it, but it's just like it's not the same. And I'm not saying like modern Yu-Gi-Oh is a bad game per se. Like, if you play it, more power to you. I just personally stopped enjoying it. So that's why I decided that I would basically sell all my stuff for modern, and I would just commit to building libraries and playing old formats. And along that journey, I just realized that like I learned so much and I discovered so much on my own, but I really just genuinely wanted to share that with the public. And that's kind of where TCG Rewind was born. I just wanted to like share with the Yu-Gi-Oh community the stuff I learned, because I learned so much, and it's honestly been great. And I think retro formats are just so fun that I really just want to try to popularize that more. I want to get more people involved, and that's why I'm even going as far as like partnering with Joe Girolando, both from Yu-Gi-Oh history. He's a great guy, and he also is extremely passionate about just trying to get the Yu-Gi-Oh community more involved with retro formats. And I think now of all times is a great time for that, because of the fact that they added the Time Wizard format. And so now old formats are sanctioned, and with Master Duel coming out, I'm sure there's a bunch of players out there that you know, played back in like old Yu-Gi-Oh times. They come back with their like, you know, slow paced deck, and they go against somebody who just, you know, dutes on their board, and then you just got to deal with that. And it's just a different game, and I'm sure there's some people that want like a refreshing, like more retro perspective on Yu-Gi-Oh, which is why I'm doing this. So the next thing I want to talk about is where I've been this whole time. So if you remember, a while back ago, I actually launched TCG Rewind as a website, and I like hosted a tournament, and I did all these things. And basically during that time, I was attending school full time. I was coaching League of Legends professionally full time, and I just did not really have the time to do that. And one thing I learned while hosting that tournament is like, I honestly had a lot to learn about hosting tournaments. There's a lot that goes into it. It's why I ended up passing off the event to Luxury Gaming, and I really just needed to take a step back and kind of reassess what I wanted from this and how I wanted to go about it. And I'm really happy to say that we actually are moving forward. We are relaunching the website. By the time you see this video, the website will be live, and it will have the largest September 2011 library in existence. There are over 70 decks to choose from for September 2011 alone. And one really nice feature is no matter what deck you choose, you can click on the link and it'll pull up a picture of the deck using real cards, which really encapsulates the beauty of retro Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you want to play the deck right away, you can scroll right down here and click on the dueling book link, which will pull up the deck with both main and side included. So you can download it and play with your friends right away. So lastly, I just want to talk about the type of content you can expect to see from this channel moving forward. Obviously, it's TCG Rewind. It's all about retro Yu-Gi-Oh! For the most part, given that I've put all this effort and energy into making the largest 2011 library, a lot of it's going to be focused on 2011 initially. But regardless, there is going to be, you can expect to see deck profile videos, you can expect to see some gameplay videos. I have a really exciting series that will also be up at the launch of this called the Tournament of Tournaments. Be sure to check that out. And then also I'm going to be doing some reaction videos to any retro format content that I can find, just to try to help promote it even more, because in reality, I really just want more people to get excited about old formats and, you know, share the passion I do. At the end of the day, my goal is just to popularize old format Yu-Gi-Oh! If I walk away from this with nothing gained other than the fact that I can go to a local store near me and play a September 2011 tournament, then that is an absolute win in my book. I really appreciate you guys coming along on this journey. Please consider subscribing, because there's going to be a lot more content to come. I'm going to be uploading videos weekly and as frequently as possible. So I appreciate you guys taking the time, and have a great time dueling today.